Hello, you lovely, beautiful souls, and welcome to another segment of Wind Down Wednesday. Cheers! I hope you have your cozy beverage, whatever that might be, and I hope you have something cuddly to hold. Tonight I have a glitter pillow. How fun is this? This thing is like addicting. Like, I can't stop touching it. You kind of can like do all these cool like designs in it and stuff, but not like the coziest pillow, but it's pretty cool. So that's my pillow for tonight. But anyway, let's get started. Happy Wind Down Wednesday. So I did kind of want to show you guys my outfit really quick because it's really cozy and really comfy and I love it. But I got my favorite flower tights on and I'm wearing my moccasins because moccasins are super comfortable. How have you been doing lately? Have you been feeling overwhelmed about anything? Well, take a deep moment and breathe with me. Grab your drink of choice, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna breathe in for 3, hold for 3, and breathe out for 3. And don't think about anything, just completely center yourself. Okay, let's do it together. Take your teacup and breathe in. 2, 3, hold. Don't you already feel better? My advice for when you feel overwhelmed, which is going to be our topic for tonight, is to take a few times each day just to do that, because it works wonders with clearing your mind. Speaking of which, the tea I am drinking tonight also really works wonders. This is one of my favorite teas by the Tazo brand. It is the Passion Tazo tea. This is one of my favorite teas to drink in the summer. Sometimes I even pour it over ice, and it's delicious iced. I'm excited to be drinking this tea again because this is one of my favorites, and now that it's getting warmer out, I'm in the mood to start drinking more sweet, herbally, fruity teas. Not overly sweet though, but yeah. So Passion by Tazo, check it out if you want something nice, refreshing. It kind of reminds me a little bit of cranberry mixed with like floral undertones. It's really nice. I highly suggest it. Of course, step 2 is lighting our candle of the day. What is our candle of the day? Ooh, what a big mystery. Well, our candle of the day is actually this candle that I got at Barnes & Noble. Since I work in the city, I kind of live in Barnes & Noble. And one day I was like, I am low on candles. As you saw in my last video, mine burnt out, so I had to get a new one, obviously, because I can't live without them. And this one is actually a fig fragrance. It's really nice. It's beautiful smelling, honestly. Pretty strong, too. So let's light this up, but not overbearingly strong. It makes my entire room kind of smell like the mix of like a flower garden mixed with a perfume store mixed with like a really fancy kitchen. I guess that's the best way you could explain it. But yes, and look how pretty it is. Isn't the design over it pretty? That florally kind of, it's really, I just really like the candle holder. I kind of like don't want to throw it out when it's done. My wind down tip for tonight, something that I like to do to wind down at the end of the night, is do nice relaxing things that make me feel clean and energized and relaxed at the same time. And one thing I really like to do is take a super hot shower or a really nice bath. Now, one of my favorite body washes is this shea and almond oil body butter. Not very expensive. Anything with shea and almond in it I really like. It's nice and smooth. It's creamy when it goes on. It smells very sweet, but not like overly sweet. And I highly suggest trying this out. This is my favorite body wash. Another thing I like to do that I have to start doing more often is putting on hand lotion. The winter beat the crap out of my hands. They're so dry. And one of my favorite scents that I've had for a while is Japanese Cherry Blossom from Bath & Body Works. I have the body spray. I've been wearing it since I was in high school. I still love it. It's one of my favorites. So I'm gonna put some of this on. It really does smell so pretty. And it's not one of those like, I'm not a big fan of like the sweet pea smell. Really? Ooh, we put way too much on, guys. Ah! Oh my god! Well, I'm gonna have to like rub this all over my arms or something, or run to the bathroom quick. Another thing I want to do is I was thinking of things that we could do during the day to kind of help us recenter and feel a little bit less overwhelmed in our lives. So that's what I'm going to talk about at the end of this video when I get to the topic. But for now, the cute stuff. First, I want to give you a rose because you are a lovely, unique human. And you know what? It is okay to feel overwhelmed sometimes. We all deserve nice things in our lives. And we all deserve, when we feel like we've been working really hard, to treat ourselves. So maybe If you're walking around and there's some beautiful flowers being sold for spring, pick one up for yourself because you deserve it. It doesn't have to be given to you by someone else. We don't have to always depend on other people to make ourselves feel good and special, because we are special. And we deserve fun little things sometimes for working so hard in our lives. Never forget that, lovely human. Now for the cartoony part of the video, I want to introduce you guys to Knights. So if you guys don't know who Knights is, he is a character from an old video game called Knights into Dreams that I used to be obsessed with. It is made by the same people who made the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, believe it or not. It never became quite as popular, but it kind of built sort of like a cult following in a way, and I was one of those fans. Knights is basically, he's a magical jester who doesn't really have a specific gender. I always consider Knights to be a boy, but he could be neither. And what he does is he goes into kids' dreams and you get to fly around. He flies. I know, it's really trippy and weird, guys, but I've always loved it for some reason. And the whole gameplay is flying through different dream worlds and like defeating nightmare enemies. It's really cool, really pretty, kind of creepy and scary at times, but I love the franchise, and if you're curious, you should check it out. Okay, another cute thing I want to show you, lovely humans, is look at this book. I got this at Michael's. A Million Owls, Fine Feathered Friends. Could we just look at how cute they are for a minute? Like, look how adorable this cover is. Look at like the mom over here. So apparently she has a pet guinea pig. I don't know why. That's a little weird. And apparently hamsters and squirrel looking things fly on owls. You know what though? This is a dream world, so this is what they came up with. Oh my god, look how fancy this one is. She's like the diva of the house. I haven't colored any of these yet. I just thought the illustrations were so cute. Look at all of these owls at like the opera. Come on now. And it's just like adorable. I need to, whoa, look at this guy. But I like these coloring books. They're really therapeutic. I would suggest trying one out. And now for my bedtime routine wind down tip. I suggest looking into guided meditation. Now, guided meditations have really helped me out. I'm someone who has struggled a lot with insomnia, and it doesn't make you feel really good the next day when you don't really sleep. But the thing with guided meditations is they really help you when you tend to be someone that has a very busy brain at night and overthinks about everything. I am one of those people. And if you are too, lovely human, try guided meditation, especially if you tend to have insomnia, sleeping problems, tossing and turning, or just trouble quieting your mind. Because as relaxed as your body could feel, if your mind isn't quiet, you're not going to sleep. My favorite guy, he's a YouTuber. He has his own channel. He's well known. His name is Jason Stevenson. Look him up. He does the most beautiful, awesome, creative guided meditations. Some are just to take a few minutes or a half hour a day to just sit and visualize. Some are actually meant to put you to sleep. And he has a million beautiful, amazing, like 2-hour long soundtracks of really nice music that just relaxes you, quiets your mind, and it helps me sleep. He has saved me. Jason Stevenson, I don't know, if you ever see this, you're amazing, you're a god, and I want to give you a shout out. So I am going to put a link under this video to one of my favorite guided sleep meditations by him, because it also enforces positivity. So it's like 2 in 1, which is really, really awesome. So definitely check it out if you're interested in that kind of thing. And speaking of positivity, let's read our quote of the night. Gratitude is one of the nicest feelings a heart can have. It's a feeling that comes along for a very special reason, and it's a lovely thought that never goes away once it enters in. It joins together with precious memories and grateful hopes. Gratitude lives on, not for just a moment or a day, but through all of the seasons that lie ahead. By Maren McKay. That's a really nice quote, because you know what? We should be grateful, and in our busy, hectic lives, it's so hard to take the time to sit there and remember to be grateful. We should be grateful to be alive each day. And this is what brings me to my topic, talking about feeling overwhelmed. So here are some really easy ways to help you when you feel overwhelmed during the week. The first step that you should do to feel less overwhelmed is to give yourself a break and permission to have a break. Just like I mentioned with the flower I gave you before, we all deserve nice things and deserve to kind of pamper and take care of ourselves when we need to. So if you had something planned for the week, this is kind of the opposite of what I talked about last time. If you had something planned for the week and you feel too overwhelmed to get with it, you feel too overwhelmed to do it, it's okay, and tell yourself you have permission to take a break and do it again next week. You could always start over. You don't always have to get things done when you're not in the right headspace. The next thing I do when I feel overwhelmed is I try to raise my positive mindset by making nightly lists of things that I did. So for a while I kept a log, and what I did was I wrote 3 things that I did each day that I accomplished, and then 3 ways that I felt, 3 things that made me smile. So here's an example of one that I did a while ago. This was back in May. This was a long time ago, but here's an example. So I wrote, I did it like this, 2 little lists. I got my emails caught up, was my first thing. 2, I laughed with my sister, something I did. 3, I started making these lists again. Wow, that was really creative, Kelly, that last one. Then I wrote, I smiled at ... 1, my boss being sweet at work, my old boss. I don't work there anymore, but he was really funny. 2, my outfit. I guess I really liked my outfit that way. And 3, my imaginative and fun meditation. Oh, I did a cool meditation I liked, I guess. So if you write down 3 things that you accomplished and 3 things that made you smile, you're ultimately going to feel less overwhelmed because you know you got stuff done, and you'll remind yourself of that, and also just happy because you'll remember the little things that lit you up during the day. My next tip is do a project that isn't totally nerve-wracking or makes you think too much or gives you too much anxiety, but is calming but also progressive. So one good example is I like to organize my calendar and go through and write down everything in my upcoming weeks. That's a really good one. I'm actually going to do that as soon as I'm done with this video before I go to bed. My second one is come up with a future project. Clean your room, organize it. Currently, right now, I'm trying to pick a wall color for my room. Yeah, I have a lot picked out. I'm thinking more like the warm brown route. Because as you guys could tell, it's a little crazy in here. 16-year-old me thought purple and lime green walls was a really great idea. So those are my 3 tips to help you feel less overwhelmed when you feel overwhelmed. And you never have to. You deserve to be able to recharge, take care of yourself. All the work doesn't have to be done now. You could always take a breather and enter the next week with a better, more reset, recharged mindset and feeling happier about the tasks ahead. So as always, lovely humans, that is it for this week's Wind Down Wednesday. Please leave a comment below with the topic you want me to discuss this week. I want to hear from you guys and answer directly to you. Comment below with what you want me to talk about. Wishing you all sweet dreams and a lovely night. Until next time.